So here's a short tip for the day for um, when you're building up your gun. Of course, this issue is relatively it's evident on version 3 gearboxes, and what we're going to talk about is the spring guide. So version 3 spring guides usually have um, the spring guide rod removable, and it's usually threaded onto the base of the spring guide there. Now, before, what I normally use to lock that in is super glue, but the shock the shock itself of the spring and the gearbox itself, it sometimes shocks it loose, and this can cause some catastrophic damage once it gets knocked off, and then it 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 actually binds up the spring, so you can look at broken pistons. In some instances, I've experienced gears being broken. But of course, to avoid all that, there's a relatively cheap um, material that you can use, and this is evident. What I use now is thread lock. Okay, this is probably a China knockoff of Loctite, but of course, any thread lock would work perfectly to make sure that your spring guide rod doesn't get loose off of the base. Okay, so to apply this, just use a drop or two, okay, on the thread itself, and then tighten it down. Add some torque by using, of course, rubber, and once it's tightened down, let it dry for a couple of minutes, and then it would be easy to install. It will be it can be used already. So that's a tip for the day, and hope it was helpful.